Yeah, Hassan, it's hard to understand. Well, it wasn't until Allah, God, came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad and told the most honorable Elijah Muhammad the history of the reality of who is this devil. The white man is the devil. We think this devil is some type of spiritual spirit that floats around and whispers into the ears, got us thinking into that way of thinking or whatever. That's how, some people, Orthodox Islam or Christians, believe the devil was cast out of man and into pigs, and then Jesus cast the evil spirit, the devil spirit, out of the pig. So it's okay to be able to eat now because Jesus cleansed everything. But anyway, I told you, in less than 6,000 years, Kasan, I told you that the white race, the Caucasian race, were exiled out of the Holy Land because of their because of their mischief and mayhem and troublemaking amongst the righteous. And they were exiled out of Mecca, Medina, over in the east, Saudi Arabia. And they were exiled into the caves and hillsides of Europe. And that's where the caveman's history starts. Remember, I told you how they were living in caves and walking on all fours and eating raw meat and fornicating, having sex with dogs, and just living like total savages. Total seven. And that's when Allah sent Moses, to them to civilize them and to teach that Jew his forgotten technology, because they would be coming back into the Holy Land again, because this white man's time wasn't up. That was only his first 2,000 years. He had 4,000 more years to live on the planet Earth before Allah made the decision. He got to cast his final judgment that there is no hope for this evil race of people. This is what is causing the problem in life, in life, period, in general. This race of people, in the animal life, in fish life, in the bird life, of human life, in life. So they have to be extinguished, annihilated. So anyway, after Allah sent Moses to civilize them in Europe, when that's the caveman history, that's how people got it mixed up with Adam. Life started with Adam. That's the beginning of the white race's history, you know. And when after they were living, after Moses civilized the Jews, remember that Moses is gave the Caucasian races the Ten Commandments. This is who they are. These are the laws that they take so serious or whatever, and live. They don't eat pork. The Jews, they halal this. Where do you think they got that type of righteous knowledge of how beneficial it is that's the way you're supposed to eat? There's certain strict diets and certain things, because of just the filthiness. 99.9% poison, the pig, the swine, or whatever. That's why Allah thoroughly explains to why we shouldn't eat it. That wasn't the whole that wasn't the purpose of that animal. The pig is a mixture. It's a grafted animal of a cat, a mouse, and a dog, and it was grafted into being to heal the wounds of the savage, of this white man, for all of the diseases that they had or whatever that they had. This man is a like I say, he's a negative. The germs that he has in him are worse and filthier than any other man or whatever. Like I say, it's the lowest part of us, the negative part of us, and the germs or whatever. The germ man. This man was taken up out of us. So anyway, after the Caucasian race was living in Europe, in the caves and hillsides of Europe, like cavemen or whatever, Musa was sent by Allah to go clean them up and to civilize them again. And after he did this, they were able to go back into the Holy Land again. This is when they were living in Jerusalem. The Jews, Moses, the Jews, they hold fast to, they're the cleanest of all they're the closest to all of the Caucasian people. The Caucasian, all of the Caucasians on the planet holds fast to the laws closest to righteousness and until they know who God is or whatever. They're at the head of Christianity. That is, remember, over there in Israel, just as the Pope of Rome, that's the head of Christianity, but the root of Christianity is with the Jews over there in Israel. Now, when the Jews were the Caucasians, the Jews were in Jerusalem, after a certain period of time, they weren't living. They weren't recognizing Islam at all, living no type of way of Islam. Like I say, based on what Moses was sent to civilize and clean them up or whatever and live upright way of life, to the best of their ability, and then Esau was sent to them and to teach them Islam. But they wouldn't recognize him. Esau couldn't get more than 30 people in a room at a time to listen to what he was teaching, which was Islam or whatever. And eventually the Jews, this white man who we are seeing, who are killing 54,000 Muslims over there in their land, over there in the East, the same Jews I'm telling you about are the same ones who killed the prophet Esau. Moses, this is who Moses was sent to, and they also were the ones who caused the death of the prophet Muhammad. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. He wasn't able to civilize them. He tried to get them to exercise Islam and live by the laws of Islam with praying and exercising righteousness. It just wasn't in them. So these same white people, like I say, that was grafted from us, from Yaqub, who created this white man that came to live, to try, gave them a chance to live righteous. They got cast out because of mischief and mayhem, sent and started living a cave. Those weren't Chinese cavemen or black or Muslims up there. Those was the white Caucasian race, 100% white Caucasian man, a white man was up there, and that's that caveman history. That's where we get that from. Getting it mixed up, saying that there were dinosaurs and all of that. That's a way of having people think that, because they say that dinosaurs was here before man. Okay, you're telling me that there was some other form of life before us, before there was man? Everything came after us. But it coincides with making it look like what you saw. You saw dinosaurs and you saw the caveman. And you saw dinosaurs and you saw a white caveman, a white man holding a club and, looking, what a caveman looks like, caveman and dinosaurs. So it makes us think that life began with dinosaurs and then the caveman, white people came first, and all. That's where that came. That's where that misconception. Like I say, Kasam, there's a lot of knowledge in that, but when it's misinterpreted at a time when we don't know the real truth, we have to accept what was given to us on face value, and so then the Caucasian race, like I say, they killed Jesus. Those weren't Arabs over there. Those weren't Chinese. They weren't black people. Jesus was black, and white people killed a Muslim prophet of Allah, the Jews. Then, like I say, 2,000 years later, they caused the death of the prophet. They just you can't do get them to do what's right. Then, like I say, that's just the only reason you say the messenger's too hard on whites, on the devil, and he's pro-black. He's just telling them damn. He says, hey, don't hate me. I'm only telling you the truth. Accept it or reject it. So anyway, I'm just mentioning that to say that then after the Caucasian race, majority of them, after the Prophet Muhammad, let's see, when it came to, anyway, let's just say when it came to America, what they did to the Native American Indians. How look what the hell was done to the Native American Indians, and I don't even want to go into stories and how their land was taken from them. They were annihilated and killed and put on plantations. Their women's was raped. They was put, a forced religion was put on them. Catholic Christianity, women and little boys was molested in the Catholic churches. Native American Indians. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff to show you when we get a chance. But this is what they did to the Native American Indians. Then look the hell they did to the black man over here in America. And all of this was done in less than 6,000 years. The devil was given 6,000 years to rule. The Jews are the richest people on the planet. Some rich Arabs, and they're over there with gold and oil and this, that. But the Jews over there, as you can see, they're dominant. They're in control. They have a hand where they have more of an impact, more control of those different, like I say, half Caucasian Arabs. Like I say, the other videos I got to show you, as far as even how some of them, they use what they have been given, what they've been blessed with, for living luxurious. And like I showed you, the collections of Maseratis and ships and private jets and all, a lot of those Arab from royal family aren't in the best interest of their people, but anyway, that's another conversation. So in 6,000 years, the white man was in the Holy Land, Mecca, Medina, Saudi Arabia, Jerusalem, Israel. And look what the damage they did then. They was cast out, came back in, Allah sent Moses. They were brought back in, caused these problems, kicked out, did the damage that they did to other races of people. Look what they're still doing to this day. So like I say, Hassan, it's nobody's just trying to make the white man to be this bad guy or whatever, but we got Hassan. We were just talking about that with the music industry, talking about with Hollywood, California. Who the hell owns the music industry? Owns the record companies? What do they say? You want to find yourself a good lawyer? Get yourself a Jewish lawyer. They control law. They are behind politics. Hey, Christianity. Christianity is the religion of America. America is the most influential people, the Americans, the white man, influential people on the planet Earth. They have an influence on other people. Other people want to be like the white man. Here in America, I think we touched on that. At one time, there was only one race of people on this part of the land, this continent, Native American Indians. Then the white man came. Then the white man came and brought the black slaves over here. And we were pretty much built America. Then guess what? Just America. I'm only talking to 50 states. Then now we got Hassan? We got Chinese, we got Japanese, we got North Koreans, South Koreans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Dominicans. What did I say? Did I say Trinidadian? Did I say those from Guyanese? Did I say from Argentina, Afghanistan, England? Hassan, South Africa. I can't even count the amount of different races of people from different other countries that are here in America. They want to be like this white man. They like the American way of life, the American education, the American food that we eat. They have their own foods, but they have to live in here for a certain period of time. They start eating like this influential person, this devil that has this influence on other people, who makes other people eventually begin to change after being around him for a certain period of time and start picking up his ways. That's the way he causes um the this devil. You don't see the negative. He makes negativity fair seeming. Homosexuality. I told you, Kassan. You know when the president has to sign into be signed into office, he places his hand on the Bible. This is a Christian state. You know that there's churches where they say in the black community you'll find a church and a liquor store in every corner. But this is a country based on, on the religious basis of Christianity. When you go to the court or whatever, depending on the kind of case it is, you raise your hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help me God? On the American dollar, in God we trust. Who is this God? They say that they bear witness they recognize, same thing. They recognize as being God. Jesus is who they say, that's what America, Christianity, Jesus is God. Well, hold up. In America, a man can physically transform himself into a woman, and a woman can physically transform herself into a man, go to the Christian church and get married by a pastor. These two white, white man or homosexuals can go and adopt and raise a black child, two black children, a black girl and a young black boy, and raise them as their parents. That goes on here in America every day. So how's that young black boy going to be taught how to be a man when his mother is his father, and his father is a goddamn woman, a biological female, and the young girl, she needs to be taught how to be a mother, a woman, and her mother is biologically a man. And this the hell goes on every goddamn day, Isaiah. I mean, because in America, like I say, homosexuality is, we touched on that already, porno flicks and all of that. But this is a Christian state. See, you have to understand, as far as the devil, we have to understand who is this man, who is this element that sneaks and goes and goes amongst the people like a snake. And gets them, has an impact on them, and he lies and tricks other nations into doing certain things and becomes rich after doing it. And like I say, poisons the people. We don't eat the way that God intended for us to eat. And like I said, we touched on some of the things that this man has done, and to look at the way that he lives. So we touched on copying the ways that they dress and the damn shows and the TV. They promote rap. Sure, let rap be. The Jews, we're gonna sit back. We're gonna make money off hip hop music. They're gonna have it's gonna have a negative impact on their people, keeping the damn niggas slow. Living in a negative way of mind. My gat, my bitches, my hoes, my this, and expensive clothes, and luxury this, play that, and that image is portrayed so strongly. And guess what? Entertainers have fans. They become idols. People want to be like them. You know what I mean? So let them make all that money. Throw them out there. Have them shows. The owners of the clubs, the parties, the records. All so much money that's being made or whatever. Let them rappers sure make a lot of money, but they're whatchamacallit. They're poisoning the brains of all of those hundreds of millions of people that are listening to those songs. So I'm sure let them songs get out there. Let Beyonce go out there half damn naked, and Nicki Minaj and what's her name, Megan Thee Stallion, and all of that, and the music awards. The Oscars and the Emmys or whatever, they come out how the women how they be dressed in those kind of dresses that they wear to see who's the. Oh man, come on, Kassan. We really have to understand. And hold up, who is in control of everything that I just damn said? You know, every damn basketball, college basketball players, those young black brothers is making money, this, that, or the other. Well, not college, they're starting, they're just popular. But guess what? There's a white coach. He's the one in charge of keeping things under control. In football, majority of the coaches, is not majority, yeah, just about 80, 90%. It's a white coach, black players, football, basketball, a white coach, black basketball players. In college football, majority of those young black ball players get themselves a white girlfriend and then end up marrying a white man and have a white wife or whatever, So we got to understand, Hassan, this is who the devil is. This is this evil. I mean, there's black, a person you can say is a devil. He's an evil person, this, that. But the the seed, the root, the origin, understanding its history, it explains it. And then we see it when we connect the dots. And then we take a look at, like I say, what? Allah says that the swine, the pig, is a not just a pervert, not excuse me, it's a what's the word? It's a discriminate. It's a anyway, it's something. Why? It's something that's an abomination to eat for for the reasons. I mean, and then look at our people down here in the damn South, 300 and something damn women, 300 and something pounds, stomach hanging over, and this. Anyway, you can tell the difference between how our people who eat so much pork. So that means that the country, the house of this man here in America, one of the biggest meat, the biggest foods, the food most engulfed by the residents of America would be the swine. It's pig, it's pork, what in the the fat, the processed meat, ham and salami on pizza and sausages and bacon in this and damn, I mean, we can just go on for or whatever. In the foods, you gotta damn be picky about different foods that you eat or certain things if it got, because it has swine in it. The toothpastes we use or whatever. And like I told you, with the alcohol and the drinking, look how look at Las Vegas with gambling and all of that. These are all things that Allah said and told, like say Jesus, Esau, Moses taught the Jews that these are the kind of things that are not in accord with Islam, that those aren't the ways that people should be living. But let's look at the way that this man lives. Like I say, Kasani lives like it makes negativity fair seeming. And like I say, we come to America and everybody have a good time. Let's go to Great Adventures. Let's go to, like I say, Las Vegas. Let's go to Disney World or whatever. It's all a goddamn show because it's this man's time to shine. He was given this opportunity, for a certain period of time. And then, like I said, Allah will come. He will send prophets or people, prophets to give the messages, to explain things to people. And if they accept it and recognize Allah as being who he is, then all right. Then these are the people who will be saved. But for all of you who have let the devil influence you after I told you the difference, showed you who he was, told you who I am. This wasn't even thoroughly, it definitely wasn't manifested to us until this day and time. But like I say, wrapping it up on that note, the devil is the Caucasian white race. God, Allah, is a man. He is the original man. He created the heavens and the earth. We are the direct descendants of this man. These men, women and children that created the heavens, the sun, the moon, the stars, people, animals, fish, birds. It's hard as hell to believe, Kassan. It's hard as hell to believe, but when we got this thorough understanding that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad brought to us and woke us the hell up, it was like, oh man, something, I didn't know this, but guess what? The devil had us asleep. And had so many other people asleep. But and like I say, one of the biggest ways is having the people to believe that he does not exist. You can really trick a person, having them thinking that there's something else is the devil, but we're all the same. We just, we're no, cause we're not the same. Peace, huh?